Most photographers expect a single post to book a client. You post the most stunning wedding photo, you get the likes, and you sit there and wait for the booking. But it doesn't come in. Here's the harsh reality. People don't go from discovering you and liking your post, thinking your work is pretty, to wanting to book you and send you thousands of dollars overnight. That's not marketing, that's gambling. And most people aren't in that business. If your content isn't guiding a stranger through specific psychological stages, you're relying entirely on luck. Today, I'm going to break down the 3 stages your content must guide people through so your followers don't just watch you, they actually start to book with you. This is the buyer journey. Matcha break. Most photographers I work with come to me with the same frustration. They have the portfolio, and it's beautiful. They have the talent. They're posting consistently, sometimes even daily. They're doing all the right things, and their engagement looks healthy. They're getting likes, they're getting comments, people are swiping up on their stories. The vanity metrics are there, but the conversions aren't. Their inquiry form is silent. They assume that if they keep posting their work, people will automatically book. That assumption is expensive. It's costing you your creative energy, your time, your inspiration with social media, because we all know if you keep posting and nothing happens, you're gonna get burnt out and stop. But it's also costing you actual money. It's costing you bookings. It's also costing you a lot of time that your business could be expanding and growing strategically, but instead you're remaining stagnant. And I want to put an end to that today. This is where the buyer journey comes in. We are going to turn your Instagram into something that is no longer scattered and random, but it is now something that genuinely drives conversions. And it's not rocket science. Before we fix the feed, I want to fix your mindset on this. Booking a photographer, and a high ticket one at that, is a big decision. And that decision requires safety, it requires trust, and it requires thought. But not only from the client's perspective. You have to provide those things. Think about it. Would you marry someone on the first date? And I'm not talking Love is Blind. Probably not. And it's not because they're not attractive, but it's because you don't have enough information. You don't know enough about them. You don't know if you can trust them. The same goes here. People aren't going to book you the first time they see you. And it's not because your work isn't beautiful. It's because they don't know enough yet. When potential clients find you, they are at the starting line of a psychological journey, the buyer journey. They discover you. They see you. They judge you. They eventually learn to trust you, and then they want to hire you. If you skip these steps and you try to sell a wedding package to a stranger who liked one of your reels, you trigger resistance. You skip the sequence. We need to work in order. Content is not standalone. Every single piece of content is a piece in this well-oiled machine that is your social media strategy. Content does not work in isolation. It needs to work together in sequence. Every single thing you post is working towards the same goal. Stage 1 of the buyer journey is awareness. This is the discovery stage. And most of you are actually really good at this. The goal of awareness content is to stop the scroll, to get your content in front of someone and make them intrigued enough to come and look at your page. This content is sort of what introduces your aesthetic and your vibe, and that's why photographers are already really good at this, because all of your work is incredibly aesthetically pleasing. Awareness content could simply just be a really beautiful shot you took that will make people's jaw drop, or it could also be a really useful tip that would stop someone who is about to get married in their tracks and make them think, I need more of this. Something like, if you're a 2026 bride, this is a mistake you do not want to make. Any bride scrolling is going to stop immediately and need to know more. It's that scroll stopping, shareable content. So it is more than just your beautiful work. The mistake I see photographers making is thinking that awareness content is enough. You got the views, you maybe got a few followers, you got likes on a reel. Maybe that's going to be what moves the needle and gets you bookings. It's not. You just got their attention. You have not earned their trust, and most definitely not their money. Awareness creates an opportunity, not readiness. The remaining stages in the buyer journey is how we prime them to wanting to book with you. If you stop here at awareness content, you might become Instagram famous, but your business is not going to thrive. So we need to move into the next stage, which is the nurture stage. This is oftentimes the missing middle piece, but it is probably the most important piece, because this is where you build trust. This is where 90% of photographers lose their sale. The goal here is building trust and rapport. It's developing a a sense of authority and safety. Your potential client has already seen your work, but now they're wondering, can they handle my wedding day? How will they fit in with my family? What if it rains? What if something goes wrong? What if I feel awkward? How do I know they'll take care of me? Do they work with people like me? They want to understand how you will make them feel. They want to know if they can trust you, if they feel understood and seen by you. This is why it is so crucial to deeply know your ideal client, because this middle piece will look different for everyone. Speak to their fears, speak to their insecurities, and calm those things. Answer their questions before they ever had a chance to ask, because then when they start seeing their objections talked about, or their insecurities talked about, or their questions answered, and they didn't even book a call with you, they start to think, wow, this person understands me, this person gets me, I'm safe here, I trust you. You cannot solve those things with just a photo. This is why I really urge people to create video content, because you trust me a lot more when you hear me talking to you than if you were to just see me post an Instagram carousel saying the same message. You can accomplish this through Instagram carousels and through Instagram stories, but video content is very important, and speaking to someone and allowing someone to hear your voice and your tone and seeing your mannerisms is so important to building trust. Again, think about if you're about to go on a date with someone. Don't you feel way more comfortable going into that situation if you had a FaceTime call with them beforehand rather than just seeing their pictures on a dating app? So position yourself as a problem solver. Instead of just posting the same sunset shoot, maybe talk about how it started raining 5 minutes after you took the first picture, and talk about how you guided the bride and you still got really incredible shots even in the rain and you calmed their nerves. Talk about that. That's what builds trust. Post a behind the scenes clip, whether it be of you adjusting their outfit and making them feel comfortable, or helping them with posing because they feel uncomfortable. Showing what it is like to work with you. Showing behind the scenes, the inside scoop. Or just make a video talking about these things. Make an Instagram carousel talking about these things, answering common questions. How I make people feel comfortable in front of the camera. You get the point. Build trust. When a client sees you solving a problem or speaking to their objections, their insecurities, their fears, and making them feel calm, anxiety goes down. And when anxiety goes down, their guard comes down, and in turn, their wallets open up. This is the bridge between I like her and I need to work with her, which leads us directly into the last step. Consideration. This is when people are making the decision to book with you. They know you exist, they trust your skill, they trust your knowledge, they trust you as a person. Now they need help making that decision to buy. This is not about convincing someone to work with you, it's just making it very clear on how to do so and handling objections. This is where it really becomes clear of this is what I do and how I do it. This is essentially giving someone the permission to say yes. So talking about your pricing and what's included in your packages, talking about what it's like to work with you from the time they submit the inquiry form to the time they get their gallery delivered, and what to expect in the middle. Maybe this is a testimonial, but you're not just posting a review of someone said, you're actually reading it to the camera and you're talking about specific fears that you helped them overcome. This is where we're sort of pushing fence sitters onto the yes side of the fence. So let's look at some different scenarios. Scenario 1, you have high engagement, but 0 inquiries. What's going on? You're stuck in stage 1. You're entertaining people and you're showing them pretty work, but you're not developing authority or building trust, so we're not moving forward at all. Scenario 2, you get inquiries, but you're getting ghosted, especially when you send the price. What's happening? You likely skipped stage 3, the consideration stage. You didn't build up enough value or handle enough objections before sending them the next steps. Scenario 3, maybe you are someone's gate-kept secret where you are a phenomenal photographer, you have great work, but you're not getting any views at all and you're relying solely on referrals. What's happening here? You need more stage 1 awareness content to bring in a more volume of people. If we want to start converting more people, we have to bring more people in. You need to balance this diet. You can't survive solely on dessert, which is usually that first awareness stage content. When it comes to social media marketing, we hear a lot of talk about content pillars. So you probably have your personal pillar, your behind the scenes, your entertainment, your inspiration, your education, whatever it may be. I want to remind you that all of these pillars live within each stage of the buyer journey. So you can educate someone in the awareness stage, in the nurturing stage, and the consideration stage. It just looks a little bit different. Because when we're educating someone and trying to grab their attention, that's going to be that really snappy hook grabbing thing. Maybe it's 3 things you have to ask before hiring a photographer. I'm locked in, I want to know more. Or if we're educating someone in the middle part, maybe it's what to wear to your engagement shoot to make sure you feel comfortable. building trust, developing authority, showing I know what I'm talking about and this is how I want you to feel comfortable. Or if we're educating someone in the consideration stage, maybe it's this is what's actually included in my wedding package and why. Educating them on the value, why you do what you do, and what they can expect to get. Same goes for all of the other pillars. Personal, behind the scenes, inspiring, all of those pillars need to be used thoroughly throughout each stage of the buyer journey. If you're listening to this and thinking, wow, I've been posting randomly for years, I want you to take a deep breath. Forgive yourself for that. You didn't know any better because how would you? You're not a social media marketer. That's my job. I don't want you to panic. But I also don't want you to keep doing what you have been doing. This logic, this exact framework about what I just talked about is one of the small things that I help people with at the Studio Rue. That's why I do what I do. If you're interested in learning more, I have a group coaching program. It's 12 weeks long and it helps you start from the foundational level so you can build a content plan and a machine that actually works for you, for your business, and getting you towards your goals. This is not cookie cutter. What one person does might not work for you. So if you're ready to stop guessing when it comes to content and actually start guiding people to booking with you, I'll leave the link down below so you can register for round 2 of the Studio Rue Social School. We start March 2nd. Or just comment social school below and I'll make sure to send you the info. And if this video helped you see things a little bit more clearly and gave you some sort of sense of direction, make sure you subscribe. We are done with the fluff on this channel and I'm here to help you actually scale your businesses. I'll see you next time, friends.